Hello, dear twin flames, and welcome to this new reading for this new week. Here we have the spread for this week. The upper row is for the divine masculine, and the lower row is for the divine feminine. So let's come to the first card. In the first card, we see a sort of mental conflict that is going on with the divine masculine. A lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings are conflicting. You can even say it's like a visual picture of the chakras fighting it out. Like the base chakra is saying that how will I survive without the feminine in case there's a rejection. So there's the fear of the basic survival. The heart chakra is saying there is so much of love. This is real. Then the throat chakra is in conflict about whether I should speak my truth. The crown chakra is saying if it's meant to be, it will be. There is a lot of chaos going on with the divine masculine. It's not so simple for them. One thing that the feminine should understand is it's never so simple for them. Okay, it's like every fear, every insecurity, everything that they ever thought was, wrong with them is just being like highlighted a lot in this connection. They are seeing so many faults inside of them. They are feeling so many fears, and the fears are like magnifying to a large extent, and they really don't know what to do. So the distancing, the ghosting that's happening because they are processing this conflict. They're processing everything that's coming up, processing a lot of emotions, processing a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, a lot of fears. They're processing a lot. On the surface, it looks like, they are just leading a happy life. You will see them on social media, maybe going out to social events, but they are not. What's happening inside of them, in their spirit, it's a whole different picture, and it's a whole different story. This is what's happening inside of them, the mental conflict. The spirit is in conflict, and it's not only mental, it's extending to their entire spirit. Emotions being involved, gut instincts being involved, everything. Their whole system is in conflict. Divine masculine, they should trust their gut instinct before, but now they're not so sure. They were people who could make good decisions quickly, but now they're not so sure. Their whole system is gone haywire. That's what the connection is doing to them. In the next card, we see what they are dominantly feeling. This is a dominant feeling from the heart chakra. Like they want the relationship to begin. How wonderful it will be to feel this love. How wonderful it will be to trust the universe. How wonderful it will be to feel that innocent love and childlike wonder again. Again means after the bubble phase. Okay, like their heart knows. Deep inside is knowing that everything happens for a reason. They know that. They also know that this meeting, meeting the divine feminine was not just a random event. There are no random events in the universe, but meeting you was never just a random event. It was like a turning point of their life, the turning point of their life. They just want to take the leap of faith, become the trusting person. Forget about their past. The small knapsack, it's showing that they don't want to carry the burdens of their past into this connection. They want to forget and move on from the past. They want to trust the divine source, which is depicted by the sun here. The white icy mountains are the obstacles which they just feel they will cross. They are ready to cross. Now, this is the dominant feeling inside of them. The heart chakra is winning the chaos here. Okay, this is how they are feeling. They want everything to begin, everything to start. They want togetherness. They want to be with their divine feminine. Oh yeah, and also the knapsack being small, yes, they want, you know, they are aware that it's their baggage, it's their issues which is keeping them away from the divine feminine. And they really want to work through those issues. They feel like, I can work through my issues and find a way back to my divine feminine. That's how they feel. The heart chakra feels that everything is possible and reunion is easy. That's how the heart chakra feels. This is how they predominantly feel. In the next card, we see this is a very, very, if you look at it, it's a very deep and meaningful tarot card. Like we see Lady Justice, and then there's a dark tree and a light tree. So Lady Justice, she is pregnant. She's pregnant with the truth. The truth has to be birthed in the connection. It's like the truth is in gestation phase. It's building up to take birth into the relationship, into the connection. And she is blowing dead leaves onto the dark tree, which are turning into butterflies. She's infusing new life into the dark and dead tree. That tree represents, the disconnection that the twins are experiencing, the separation if it's present. And even for people who are physically together, the twin flames, sometimes experiencing disconnection. That's what the dark tree is about. The separation, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whatever kind of separation is present with the twins. That's what the dark tree is about. She's putting life into the dark tree. She is pregnant with the truth that there is no separation. She is ready to birth this truth into the connection. So that's what this card is about. The truth will be birthed. Okay, all the manipulations, the lies, the white lies, whatever has been happening in the connection, that will go away and truth will replace everything. In the next card, we see journey. Now, the divine masculine feels that this journey it's unending, it's tedious, it's frustrating, because there's no sign of a proper destination. What is a destination? Is a destination the reunion? Is a destination achieving complete spiritual evolution and awakening? Is a destination being healed of all the issues? What is the destination? And where is the direction? How they're feeling that, how do I know which path to take and which path is going to lead me in the right direction? They are just thinking that this is like a blind journey where you have to rely on stuff like intuition, gut instincts. This is the kind of thing that they were not used to. They were not used to, like in the 3D world, there was the ego, predominant in them, and ego telling them what to do. And now here we have this journey where they know they have to rely on intuition, because whenever they listen to their intuition, they know that they are doing the right thing, and the ego is just telling them lies. This has been a journey of meeting themselves. They are meeting themselves like they have never met themselves before. We hear about the saying that it's not before you meet your twin flame, but to meet your twin flame, you have to meet yourself first. Have you met yourself? How many of us have met ourselves? Really known ourselves. Really become comfortable and happy knowing ourselves. It's essentially a journey where you meet yourself, you get into union with yourself, and then just naturally you get into union with your twin flame, because finally you have met yourself. That's what the divine masculine is realizing. A lot of layers are peeling off, layers of their own personality, layers of their, their ego, the false self. It's peeling off. Everything is coming off them. They know that their past doesn't define them. Their heartbreaks don't define them. Their trauma doesn't define them. They are meeting themselves in their most original form. In the next card, we see the King of Water energy. They're realizing that being in touch with their emotions is the most natural state to be. It's okay to feel vulnerable. In fact, when we are vulnerable, we are open to attracting towards us all the good things in the universe. Being vulnerable is just not having any predetermined judgments about anything, being open, not having walls, not putting up those walls and not being on your guard, being in touch with the emotions and allowing, being open. And they're finding that it is okay to be in this state. When they were detaching themselves from their emotions and intuitions, they were suffocating. It was not healthy. Being stoic, being very discompassionate. They know that is not who they are. That is not how the universe intended them to be. They're learning to deal with intense emotions in a cool and calm way. They're learning to process the emotions. Like, usually we see men processing emotions with brute force. Like a man has a heartbreak, he's screaming and shouting in a temper. He's not crying in the heart, not allowed to cry in the heartbreak. They have to process it like predetermined ways how men have to process emotions. If it's a heartbreak, they are supposed to drink and shout and show a temper. They know that that's not really how it is. They know that being in touch with your emotions is very healthy. Coming from the heart space is very healthy. They can be masculine and they can be in touch with their emotions. The whole term of men don't cry, it's a myth. Crying is healing. Crying is release. It's a gift. When you're telling men don't cry, you're like taking away a very big emotional gift from them. Crying is a gift. It is how we pass on grief to the universe. We give the grief to God. They are learning all this. The emotional detachment that men have been cultured to have, that is all going away. They're opening up to emotions. They're opening up to coming from their heart center. It doesn't really make them less masculine. It just makes them better people. Okay, this is what they're learning on this journey. In the next card, we see rock bottom. Like they feel, and this is a feeling, I feel it's happening now, as I speak, they feel that they have reached rock bottom. Like the separation is rock bottom, whatever kind of separation it may be. Okay, separation, it may be mental, physical, spiritual, but without the divine feminine, they are rock bottom. They cannot feel joy. I know it's unhealthy to feel the need of something or someone outside of yourself to feel joy, but this is something true of twin flame connections. When you are in separation from your twin flame, there's always something missing. You will always feel that something is missing, and they feel it too, the masculines. That something, a major something, it's not just some small detail being left out kind of a feeling. It's a feeling that something major is missing. Like the joy of life is not there. Like I was fine living my life, and then here she comes along into my life, and now I cannot imagine a life without her. That's how they feel. Now we come to the energy of the divine feminine. How the divine feminine is feeling. This card is just talking about how they are feeling. They're feeling lonely, they're feeling sad without the divine masculine. Yeah, and this is not something that they're feeling only this week. Okay, this is an underlying feeling, See, the masculines and the feminines, they're not happy without the other person. They're not happy in separation. It could be separation of any kind. Okay, they're not happy without their twin flame. The color of cloak is the color of their soul. Their soul, it seems black without love. As I know there are readers who say that, and self-love propagators say that it's not healthy to need someone else to feel happy and feel complete and whole. But this is something very true of the twin flame connection. Knowing that, I would say that it still is true of the twin flame connection that you do feel yearning for your twin flame all the time throughout the journey. You do feel that yearning. You do feel that a big something is missing from your life. The spilled cups here, and this is a mirroring emotion that the divine masculine is feeling too. This is, you have to remember that the divine masculine and the feminine are mirroring each other, but it's not mirroring the same thing at the same time. Okay, you could be mirroring feelings at different times, and you could be mirroring feelings at the same time. Okay, we see the cups here. These are the spilled humors of the soul, the grief, the pain, that have been spilled from the soul. A lot of humors have been spilled from the soul of the divine feminine, because she's feminine, because she feels everything so deeply, because she has been always in touch with her emotions. She's feeling everything so deeply. Okay, and then she knows that in spite of all this, she will forgive the divine masculine and take him back when he comes back. You cannot be upset with your divine masculine. She will accept the divine masculine. You cannot be upset with your divine masculine. Okay, here Spirit is saying that this grief and this pain is because of you. Essentially, whatever we feel is because of us. Our emotions are coming from us. It's because we feel so deeply that we feel so much of deep pain. Okay, holding the other person, holding the masculine responsible for our pain is not really a healthy way to look at things. Know that you are responsible for how you feel. Yes, there is the yearning and the constant wanting to be with the masculine, but you can channel it in a different way. Pain is an option. Suffering is an option. It's how you're channeling your feelings. In the next card, we see the King of Swords. It's very interesting that I got the King of Water for the divine masculine and the King of Swords for the feminine. Okay, here we see the masculine, while he's getting in touch with his emotions, the feminine is developing a more sharper mind, a more steady mind. This is balance being achieved for the masculines who are too much in their head and the feminines who are too much in their heart. This is a balance being achieved. Masculines coming into their heart space and the feminines learning to be in their head space. Okay, this is a kind of balance being struck here. The twin flame reunion is between two equivalent energies, two equivalent frequencies. So this balance has to happen. Okay, the masculines have to come into the heart space along with their mind space, and the feminines have to come into their mind space along with the heart space. That's the balance that's being struck. Okay, in the next card we see the sun. There's a lot of, although yes, the feminines feel the pain of separation and the longing and loneliness, there's also a lot of joy happening. There's also a lot of happiness in the feminine's life, in the other areas of life. The liberation that has come with the knowledge of the twin flame journey, the liberation that has come, the whole knowledge of getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are. We have met ourselves, the divine feminine, along the journey. Haven't we met ourselves? We have met ourselves in a way that we had never met ourselves before. We know everything, and of course, there's always, learning is a constant process, a continuous process, but we know so much more now than we did before about ourselves. Coming into our empowerment, I'm sure I speak for a lot of feminines when I say that this journey has really brought me into my own power. It's taught me to cut off toxic people from my life. It's taught me to stand up for myself. It's taught me to secure my relationship with the universe. I know now I'm not just a helpless being in this universe. I'm a co-creator with God. The whole realization of who we are as human beings in the universe, that's what is bringing so much of happiness, vitality into our spirit. This journey has been enlightening. This journey has been very, very awakening. We are becoming whole in all the areas of our life. And finally we are totally coming into our own God self. In the next card we see sand painter. In some of the Native American tribes, the sand painter helped the medicine man to make the sand painting which was used for healing of the tribe members, and this painting was destroyed after the healing. Okay, the tribe members who had the illness had to sit on the painting, and the medicine man healed the member, and it was believed that the disease went into the painting and therefore the painting was destroyed. So this is kind of like the sand painter is putting in so much of work to make the painting, and then the painting is destroyed. So does that mean that his effort has gone to waste? No. The sand painting that he creates has healed a person, and the destruction of the painting is important, that the energy of the disease dissipated. Okay, so this is kind of symbolic of what the divine feminine is going through. All the work, all the effort is being done by the divine feminine, which is not being appreciated by the masculine. The work is not being appreciated, not being applauded. It doesn't look like they're grateful at all for the work that we're putting in to keep the relationship going. But know that whatever work you're putting in is helping the divine masculine heal, evolve, grow, catch up with you as the more awakened twin. And the whole the awakened and healed divine masculine is the reward for all your work. The reunion with the healed and awakened masculine. That will be the reward for the divine feminine, for all the work that she's putting in. Okay, in the next card we see the Three of Air. This is a similar card to the first card, kind of sadness, a lot of great sadness, grief. It's like the abyss of grief that we kind of keep falling into. It takes a lot to keep you out of the abyss of grief. Twin flame grief is so powerful. You have to experience it. Because the highs are so high, the lows are so low. The grief really takes us down, down, down into the abyss. You have to keep forgiving your masculine. You have to keep forgiving. Keep forgiving yourself, forgiving your masculine. Keep surrendering. It's like these processes have to be repeated again and again throughout the journey, many, many, many times. That's how you will proceed in the journey. There is no point of frustration, of impatience, being angry with the universe. Why was I chosen? Oh, I wish I could be like the other couples who are, having a good time, dating, having a good time. No. Everything happens for a reason. Because the highs are so high, the lows are so low. The grief has to be managed. Learn how to keep yourself out of falling into the abyss of grief. Keep forgiving, keep surrendering. That's the cycle of forgiving and surrendering. How you have to navigate your way out of the grief. Okay, and know that God is your constant companion in this journey. In the next card we see Into the Unknown. This is the divine feminine. The blindfold is like you don't know where you're going. It's like darkness. There's no destination, no path outlined for you, no directions. You just have to venture into the unknown, completely trusting your intuition, trusting the universe, and trusting your masculine. This is what Spirit is telling you to do. Into the unknown. The unknown is something that we have great fear for. Human beings, it's a trait of fearing the unknown. But once you get past the fear, the greatest treasures, they lie in the unknown. Nothing happens in your comfort zone. Nothing grows. There's no treasure in your comfort zone. The greatest treasures lie in the unknown, and it's only when we learn to venture into the unknown we find the greatest things in life. So all of us, the masculines and the feminines who are on this journey, this is Spirit telling you all that you have to keep going. You have to keep going into the unknown. Keep going into the journey. That's what is destined for you in this lifetime. This lifetime is all about the twin flame journey. And the rewards are many. Discovering yourself, connecting with like-minded people, the reunion itself, the biggest reward, the complete healing, the wisdom that you're getting. There's so many rewards in this journey. They are the small treasures you're picking up along the way as you move towards the big treasure of reunion. Don't forget that. Thank you everybody for listening to my reading. And everybody who subscribes to my channel, leaves awesome comments, likes my videos. Thank you all very much. All of you all have an awesome day.